Welcome back to the channel, everyone. RazorMP here, and today we're taking a closer look at a pistol that had a lot of buzz around it because of the manufacturer, Daniel Defense. We're talking about the H9. Now, before we jump in, I always want to give a huge thank you to all my channel members and subscribers. Your continued support is what keeps this channel running strong. And just to be clear, this isn't a paid review. I bought the H9 with my own money, and everything I'm about to say is based solely on my own hands-on experience. All range testing you'll see was done in a safe and controlled environment and in full compliance with YouTube's archaic draconian firearm content guidelines. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so the H9 marks Daniel Defense's first real entry into the handgun space, and instead of playing it safe, they went bold. It's a compact, striker-fired 9mm that combines the grip angle and straight-pulled trigger feel of a 1911 with modern striker-fired internals and modularity. It features a 70-75 aluminum frame for strength without adding too much weight, a DLC-coated alloy steel slide, and a 4.28-inch cold hammer forged barrel. The pistol ships with three 15 steel magazines, removable G10 grip panels, and a fiber optic front sight paired with a carbon steel rear, and it's zeroed at 25 yards. Now, it is marked as Optic ready, but I'll come back to that in a minute because that's where some of the problems start. Now, out at the range, there are definitely a few positives. I love the retro look and the feel of the H9. It reminds me of a gun of the future. If you're sitting around in the 1920s imagining what was next, it's something Dick Tracy himself would have been proud of to carry. And when I shot it, it was dead on accurate. I even learned to work with the trigger, gritty and squishy as it is, and could run it pretty effectively once I got used to it. The ergonomics feel natural, especially if you're coming from a 1911 style platform, and while muzzle rise isn't bad, it's not exactly a standout feature either. It feels fine, manageable, but not noticeably flatter than other well-designed striker-fired pistols that are out there. Now, speaking of optics, once the plate finally arrived, I mounted the Cyelee Wolf EDG enclosed emitter onto the H9. And let me tell you, this is one tough and mean-looking optic. It performed flawlessly out at the range, despite being mounted on a gun that was struggling. I'll be doing a separate video on the Wolf EDG soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. It deserves a proper spotlight. But back to the H9 itself, there were some serious issues that can't be ignored. First, out of the three magazines it came with, two of them would not lock the slide back at all. Didn't matter what you did, you couldn't get it to lock back. That's not a minor problem, especially for a pistol at this price point. It's frustrating and hurts confidence in the platform. Second, the trigger, though I learned to master it, while workable once you adapt to it, it's gritty and has a squishy break. Definitely not the crisp, clean feel you'd expect given the marketing around this pistol. Third, and this one really aggravated me, the optic plate situation. The H9 is sold as an optic ready but doesn't ship with the plate. You have to order it separately using a code. Look, in Daniel Defense's defense, it only took about a week for the plate to arrive, and I've heard some horror stories about it taking a much longer time. So I was grateful for that. But still, for a pistol retailing over $1,200 in 2025, the optic plate should either be included in the box or the gun should use a direct mount system. Having to wait for a plate in this day and age is a little ridiculous. I know, it's complaining a bit, but who needs the aggravation? And even when the plate arrived, regardless of the optic you install, you cannot co-witness with the existing sight. So that's kind of a big letdown. I like to be able to do the co-witness thing. I like having that there as a backup. Anyway, finally, and most importantly, the reliability absolutely fell apart the more I shot it. It started with the occasional failure to feed issues, but it didn't get better. It got worse. By the end of my testing, it was jamming so frequently that I couldn't even finish a single magazine without a stoppage. This is completely unacceptable for any firearm, let alone one at this price point and with Daniel Defense's name on it. Because of these reliability issues, I am sending this H9 back to Daniel Defense for evaluation. I'll keep you updated on what they find and whether they can fix the problems or if this is going to be something that's more systemic. So stay tuned for that follow-up. Let me give you a quick spec rundown for those that are really interested in it. You're looking at an overall length of 7.69 inches, a height of about 5.12 inches, and a slide width of just about an inch. The gun weighs in at 29.6 ounces with an empty mag. The barrel is that cold hammer forged 4.28 inches long with a 1 in 10 twist. You've got a fully ambidextrous set of controls and a reversible mag release. Up front, it runs the StayNag 4694 rail for lights and lasers. The grip panels and backstrap are textured G10, and everything is built with Daniel Defense's usual emphasis on durability, though the function definitely fell short here. Bottom line, when the H9 runs, it runs beautifully. It shoots accurately, points naturally, and has a fantastic retro modern vibe that really stands out from the sea of polymer pistols that are out there. But the persistent reliability issues, the optic mounting frustrations, and the inconsistent magazine performance makes it really hard for me to recommend, at least at this point, until Daniel Defense addresses some of these problems. Now I've been thinking, should I run this head-to-head with another all-metal striker-fired pistol like the Fusion Firearms XF Pro? At least when it comes back and it's, I think, more on equal ground. I think that would make a really solid comparison. But let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd want to see. Thanks again for watching and supporting the channel. You can find a full parts list, links to accessories, and more content over at my website at www.razormp.com. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. We've got more comparisons and reviews on the way. As always, I'll see you on the high ground or in the next video. RazorMP.